What's up guys, Mr. Dan here. Quick review of a Majorette 3-pack I picked up from Marshall's. I've been talking about these monster trucks in a couple videos that are also available. I got 5 out of the 6, so I'm good with those. They actually are pretty cool because they feature some shocks, so hopefully we'll be racing them against some Monster Jam vehicles pretty soon. And some of the Majorette cars also have shocks, which we'll take a look at in a moment. And then I have a quick story to tell about something I saw happen at Toys R Us today, and while I was there, was not planning on this, but gotta show it because I found it. What do you think about those wheels there? 1962 Dodge D100 from the Country Road series, a green machine. Pretty psyched to find this. Green wheels and a green base. That's the green light green they call it, which indicates that it is a chase piece. So less than a month ago I found that M2, I believe it was the Star Chief, Super Chief. Anyway, it was a M2, it was a gold, so it was definitely a chase. And the crows there chiming in, and I found my second one less than a month later. So I'm pretty psyched about that. And let's take a look at the cars themselves that come in the package. So you get that. This was $5.99. It says compare at 8, so you're going to have a little more quality, a little more detail. As far as the size, they seem to be a little bigger, although the scale does not always... Scale varies, apparently, and we'll talk about that as we go here. We have a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, okay, which does have shocks. These are all made in Thailand. And there you see there's a little bar at the bottom. That's what gives the springiness here. Okay, it's plastic base, which is it's not great, but nice headlights there. Jeep logo painted on, tail lights. The spare tires a little chintzy, as is often the case. It's almost like an afterthought, but it's pretty nice. Then we got the Ford GT, and we'll push that one aside. I don't have one to compare that to, unfortunately, that I could find. Here we have the Ford GT. Okay, very nice. Got the nice mirrors that stick out. It's pretty good details. Got these clear front headlights. The Ford logo on the back. It's got the painted tail lights. And let's go ahead and start there. Bring over the Hot Wheels. So there you see the difference there. And actually we'll finish comparing in a moment. Let's just go. We'll go on for right now. So that's very nice. Now you got the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, and there's a little Hellcat logo there, and it does actually say Hellcat on the base there. So this one also has the shocks, as I shake the whole table, and it's also got the opening doors, and you notice the nice mirrors that stick out. There's the plastic headlights, nice clear headlights there, and on the back you see where it says Dodge. Very nice indeed. Painted on red rims around those taillights. So, very nice castings. Sometimes you get opening parts and shocks, sometimes just one or the other, and occasionally neither. So it's pretty interesting. Alright, as far as the scale goes, 1/63 for the GT, so that would actually be supposed to be bigger. Okay, not actually the case. Okay, and there, as far as detail, you know, there you see the Hot Wheels. It's supposed to be smaller, but it is bigger, so there you can see the Ford logo pretty prominently. It's got just these painted on fake headlights. Nice try, but not as nice as those, of course. And of course it doesn't have the mirrors that stick out. So that's interesting. And then the Dodge Challenger SRT is actually supposed to be smaller than the Hot Wheels. Now, we'll compare those in a minute. Maybe I kind of did some of this out of order, but why do I have that in there? Well, it was interesting that I was going to talk about this because there's not a lot of security on these 3-packs that I could see. They have 5-packs as well. No tape or anything, so it was pretty easy to substitute something in there. So you're going to want to make sure you check for some of these features of the Majorette. Look for the cracks that indicate the opening hoods, opening doors, and so forth. Mirrors that stick out. I got a chip on that already. And things like that, things that look like they've been played with already. If you see something that is recognizable as a Hot Wheels, of course, you know, someone swapped it out. And actually what I saw happen at Toys R Us today somebody was returning a package of action figures, and the clerk pulled up an image of the package and one of the figures didn't match. So they either accidentally or on purpose swapped out one of the figures, and they would not allow them to return it. So the guy said, oh, I'm gonna have to go back home and see if I can find it. So not sure if there were shenanigans being pulled there or not, but I thought that was cool. If only all the stores, Targets, Walmarts, etc. did that for die-cast vehicles. But you're just gonna have to be careful when you pick up these Majorette packages. Don't just grab them and run. Take a look at them first. Alright, let's finish comparing these. Actually, we got the idea. Let's get that out of the way. So this is supposed to be smaller than the Hot Wheels. That's pretty funny. Actually noticeably larger. And the opposite is true for the GT. The GT is supposed to be larger, but it's smaller. So, you know, different companies have different ideas of scale, I guess. Now, as far as fitting on the track, my only other Majorette, and you know, when they're in the 1/60th range, it's kind of hard. They don't really stand out as far as scale from the Hot Wheels, but this is an older one that I have, Chevy Corvette, and this is a 1/57th, so that one definitely looks a little larger. This was back in the days when they were made in France. Also got the shocks. Does not fit on a track. Okay, so there you go. It's a little bit larger. Whereas these three Majorettes actually do fit on the track, which is nice because now we can have a head-to-head race, Hot Wheels against Majorette. And let's check them out on the 6-lane raceway. See if they fit on there as well. Which of course, there's the finger. Well, this is my last take. It's getting dark, finger or not. You guys are used to my fingers and thumbs getting in the way. It would help if I put the Majorettes on there. So they all fit as well. The 6-lane raceway has the narrower sides. They're not flared, so they fit rather easily. So they can certainly run on a 6-lane raceway or a regular Hot Wheels track. So there you have it, guys. Majorette cars. Definitely worth checking out. Just be on the lookout for shenanigans as always. Talk to you guys later.